Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Pow Block, NGR Radio's Nintendo Podcast. I am your host, the one, the only, the Yoshi himself, Mr. Eddie V. And joining me is the wise Wisconsinite, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
Hey, what's going on?
Yes, everything is all good and dandy. Unfortunately, Boss Man couldn't make it. He was really working hard on the website and really working hard because everybody, as you can see, the new season of NGR, just everywhere, all our shows, has officially started. Yes, Nerds Gone Rogue, Nintendo Pow Block, Arsenal X, Nerds Gone Platinum. We have all come together to start our new season. So this is a new season, new day. Hopefully you guys like the layout of Nintendo Pow Block here on our YouTube and on ngrradio.com, our whole website. Corey has been working really hard to get this up. So thankful to him getting our blogs looking tight and ready. It's just so good that we have a boss who really wants the best in all our content. So he's been working very hard and just want to really thank him for it. But yes, unfortunately, he's not able to make it. So he's going to take a rest for this episode. And he'll be back next week to host and everything. But we're going to actually get into what we've been playing. Jesse, what you been playing?
I've been playing the waiting game for Mario Party to come out. That's what I've been playing. I got it pre-installed, ready to play it. Just waiting for it to be active. But other than that, I've been playing some Bayonetta, mostly, on my Switch. And a little of The Messenger. I kind of, with our backlog challenge stuff and all that. I've been trying to work on that kind of stuff, which I guess we haven't even really officially talked about yet. But we'll get into that more probably that'll probably be more of an Arsenal X thing that we talk about that and get into that, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll hear about that kind of stuff later then, but yeah, so I've been playing that mostly, and then I played a little Siege on Xbox, and that's pretty much it for right now.
Oh, okay. I know for me, for Switch, I played Puyo Puyo Tetris. I'm on World 2. I was getting my tail kicked in World 10. Like, dude, I was like dying like crazy, or not dying. I said I was losing like crazy, and I'm like, I'm doing all what I'm supposed to do, and was just not making it. So I'm on World 2, getting a little bit further into that game. Played Mega Man 11, the demo with the Pro Controller, and that is definitely the way to play. Okay. I think I gotta switch some buttons around, like, the time mechanic and stuff. I have to switch that on my, ZR and ZL buttons because on the Pro Controller, and just like the regular Joy-Cons, they put it on L and R. And since L and R is so close, you sometimes forget that it's up there and you'll miss it. And if you've been playing like PS4, I should say, and Xbox One, when you hear right trigger or left trigger, you don't never think of left bumper, right bumper, because sometimes you got to take your hands off the controller to hit it, depending on how the configuration is set up. So I might have to switch the buttons once again. But yeah, I was playing it on the Pro controller, and the gameplay was tight that way. So I think I'm probably going to advise people, if you decide to get Mega Man 11 on Switch, if you're fine with the Joy-Cons, that's great. But I say definitely for me, I'm playing it with the Pro controller. It fits my style and it feels real good, for that. I been adopted. And if you haven't seen my post on Facebook, for people who know me, I forgot to put it on Nurse Gone Platinum and stuff, and Nintendo Pow Block and Arsenal X. But I have been adopted by Moose from Nurse Gone Platinum. He is my Bloodborne dad, and Matthew Keel, shout out to him. He will be my grandfather. My Bloodborne grandfather. And I had to figure it out, because I was just like, well, you would be my uncle. And I didn't know the history on how Matt and Moose got into playing Bloodborne. But now that I found out, I'm like, okay, so now you're my grandpapa. So, but yeah, me and Moose played Bloodborne last week. Really had fun playing it. Really enjoyed it. I still have my problems with it. But Moose was such a great, like, man, he was just so humble and just so good, and I was just like, thank you, thank you. So, we're gonna be playing more, and hopefully, it'll probably be me, Moose, and if Matt comes in, or Corey jumps in, or whoever jumps in and wants to play Bloodborne with me, hopefully we can get through the game, and once I'm finished it, I could put it away. But yeah, I was adopted by Moose. But shout out to the guys at Nurse Gone Platinum also. For Xbox One, I finished Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm going to talk a little bit more on tomorrow's episode of Arsenal X, so you guys will be able to check that out. I do have a review up, so you guys can read it on NGRradio.com. Just go to Eddie V's Optional Opinion blogs, and you would definitely see my review for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Me and Corey kind of have been discussing it, and I kind of been talking to some other people on Twitter, and like I mentioned before, I feel like Rise is better, but this game is really good. It is like kind of Game of the Year nomination and stuff. But you guys can read my thoughts and see the review. And just to let everybody know, my review score, I always do Yoshi coins. I don't do numbers or grades really. But so my Yoshi coins go from 0 Yoshi coins to 5. So if the game is just completely terrible, I'll be like, you get no Yoshi coins. I'll just say that you are a garbage bin full of rocks. If your game is that bad. But I kind of do the number stuff with the Yoshi coins and stuff. So you guys can read upon that. Now that I finished that, I could get back into Quantum Break soon. Ended up playing Streets of Rage 2 with one of my friends, Skyward King. And you guys can check out his podcast also. Sorry, Corey, if you're listening to this, I'll give him a quick plug. The Skyward Cast, I've been a guest on his podcast and stuff. He's an awesome person, but we played Streets of Rage 2, and I think I'm gonna write a blog on the rules of playing a beat 'em up co-op. Things that you guys should know. And you probably will be able to agree to these rules, cause I was laughing, I was smiling, but there were some words being said, some nice words. Some nice critical words, I say. No cussing or anything. But yeah, we played Streets of Rage 2, and we actually beat it. We beat it in one setting. So, that was fun. But yeah, I'm gonna be jumping back into Quantum Break, like starting chapter 2 of the game, like getting to do that part, and hopefully probably by the end of this week I'll be done with the game. That's part of my extinction list, and then keep on working on more games and stuff. But yeah, I played a little bit of Dead Cells, also on Switch. I'm sorry, everybody. Played a little bit of Dead Cells on Switch, and the Messenger, got a little bit further into that. So, I'm going to be trying to work on those games also this week, and, get ready for some PS4 games, cause, I know Forza Horizon 4 is coming out. I want to get ready for that review, and Red Dead Redemption 2. I want to be ready for that review. So I'll be playing a lot of that stuff. But I'm still working on my backlog and getting the rest of these games and stuff like out, journal down and stuff. But everybody, go ahead.
I forgot. I played a little Dead Cells too, and I did actually try that Mega Man 11 demo as well. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to save it for Arsenal X because it deals with something that you messaged me about, and we'll talk on Arsenal X about that.
Is it about food?
No, not about that. Oh, we'll have a discussion about that at the end of the show. We'll give you guys something real bonus. That's not Nintendo related, but I'm going to have y'all opinions about this one. No, it deals with a certain game that you messaged me about. So we'll talk about that on Arsenal X. You can think about it.
I'm trying to even think of what it is.
Don't even worry about it. But we're going to get into these news bits, everybody. Starting out with, there will be no more drifting around Tokyo in unlicensed Mario Karts as Nintendo wins lawsuit. And all these stories are coming from Nintendo Life. So let's get into it. Japan can be both a weird and wonderful country at times with robot restaurants and cat cafes. You might have also heard about an unlicensed Mario Kart ride company located in Tokyo. Even the Australian actor Hugh Jackman, best known for playing Wolverine in the X-Men movies, has spotted these carts in action. Being a completely unlicensed Mario Kart ride business, it should come as no surprise Nintendo wasn't happy about its day-to-day operations and has finally won a lawsuit against the company. Wall Street Journal tech reporter Takashi Mochizuki was the first to reveal Tokyo's Mari Mobility company, previously known as Maricar, would have to fork out 10 million yen, roughly $88,000, and immediately stop wearing Mario-themed outfits as Nintendo had complained it was damaging the reputation of the Mario Kart series. As explained by Kotaku, Nintendo originally filed a lawsuit in February 2017, with the aim to protect its valued intellectual property that it had carefully built up over many years. At the time, Nintendo said it would continue to take necessary measures against infringement of intellectual property. Since Nintendo won the lawsuit, the Mario Mobility website has removed images of customers in Nintendo and Mario themed costumes. Unless Nintendo now opens up its own real life Mario Kart business in Tokyo, it's officially the end of the era. So yeah, $88,000. Ooh. I mean, they should have went through Nintendo and try to work something out about this.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't there a Mario Kart thing coming out, or it already did come out or something, and was it by Niagara Falls or somewhere, or was it I could have swore there was a
VR one that I know of.
Okay.
But like on the street one, they have videos and stuff of people doing it and everything.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, because I know that I thought there was one like maybe coming. I don't know. I don't remember where it was. I thought there was one somewhere. I want to say it was somewhere by Niagara Falls that they were basically advertising it as like real life Mario Kart, like where you just you drive the carts around and stuff. And I don't know exactly how it's supposed to be like it for sure, but
yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Maybe we'll end up hearing about them getting sued too. But the one that I've seen though, if I remember correctly, the pictures I seen of it, it didn't look like it was blatantly ripping it off. Like you couldn't really tell. You know, I don't know for sure though. That was like in the early stages when it was just being talked about being built or something like that. So,
gosh,
but.
Yeah, $88,000 though. Like, I don't think the business is closed. I think they changed the name is changed, and I think they're still open. But we'll see how damaging this is, because $10 million again is no joke.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, like, business is business, but like I wonder if they had gotten a cease and desist and they refused, and then they took legal action, or did Nintendo just go after them right away?
It just sounds like they went after them right away. So I don't see. They didn't.
That's kind of shitty in a way.
Report no cease or desist. Well, there was interfere. They was making money off of Nintendo's intellectual property, and Nintendo didn't make. You know, you can't you. There's a thing between making, like, selling fandom stuff and selling licensed products. Anything that fans like sell that Nintendo don't know of is all unlicensed. Anything that Nintendo sells is licensed product. But if you go through another site, like a exclusive, like if you got a Samus Aran Transformers, because the people who made Transformers, Hasbro and Nintendo came together to make an exclusive deal about that. That's a Nintendo licensed product. IP being used, even though it's part of the Transformers line. Like, it's two IPs come together and they made a deal about that.
Yeah. Well, and I guess the thing is too, like they mentioned in that article something about it being damaging, and so I don't know if maybe they were doing something that was like just not something that Nintendo would want to be associated with or something.
There may be reports, but it's mostly, I think, the damaging stuff that people have done on the street. Because I think the Mario Kart stuff, all of them were driving on real streets, so it may have been damaging streets and stuff like that. So or were they just doing it and not like it was actually just like them just kind of doing it without closing roads off or anything, and maybe being dangerous. Yep. I think that was, because that's what some of the videos showed in the past. But we're gonna move on to the next topic. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn is actually compatible with all 3DS systems. As brief as the 3DS showcase was in the latest Nintendo Direct broadcast, there were still a number of new announcements. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, a remake of the charming Wii game from 2010, was one of them. Due out in 2019 for the 3DS, all was rosy until a listing on Nintendo's official website suggested the game will only be compatible with new Nintendo 3DS systems. Oddly, there was no mention of this during the Direct presentation, or even the Gamer's Box art referenced no such compatibility requirements. The PR also reinforced this by saying it will be released on the family of 3DS systems. At the time, we said the chance of it being an incorrect listing on Nintendo's website was plausible, and sure enough, Nintendo has now amended its webpage for the game. The listing simply shows Nintendo 3DS with the word new finally dropped. It's safe to say the game will be playable on every 3DS system. The new version of Kirby's Epic Yarn will include features such as the ability to craft even bigger yarn bars, summon bee collecting wind, outrun a demon in new devilish mode, and play 2 all-new minigames featuring King Dedede and Meta Knight.
So there was some kind of confusion going on, and then but they fixed it. You know, Nintendo want them coins. So, or beads, I should say. So they're not going to limit it to, you know, exclude old players out, because it's a game that
that doesn't really need to push the 3DS into 2DS. Like, it needs that extra processing power. It doesn't really need it, so it just makes sense of putting it on all 3DS systems.
Yeah, and like the only games that have really been excluded are some of the ones that use like or wasn't there some that use extra buttons or something? I don't remember.
But,
I know there's some of them
Monster
that don't.
Monster Hunter Generations, or Monster Hunter 4 and Xenoblade Chronicles. They only work on the new 3DS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know some. Yeah, there was some games, and then wasn't there some games that were like, well, I guess it was. I think it was optional, but like you could get the extra joystick or whatever.
Yeah, that was for Monster Hunter and like Resident Evil.
Oh, okay.
So when the new 3DS and the 2DS came out, they added an analog and all the extra buttons and stuff, so that mostly the analog and stuff, so that people could play it the way it's now intended and stuff.
Yeah.
So. But we're going to move on to the next one, which is kind of a big deal. Sega is listening to fans would love to see Shenmue as sequel on Switch. Prior to the 2018 Tokyo Game Show, Sega ran a poll asking what games fans wanted to see adapted to the Ages line. In case you missed it, the Jet Set Radio series was at the top of the list. This covered the original game released on Dreamcast in 2000 and also Jet Set Radio feature launched on Microsoft's Xbox in 2002. Right below this was the 1999 AM2 classic Shenmue along with this 2001 sequel. As noted at the time, the demand for the first two entries in the series are likely because of the recent 2-pack HD remaster made available on multiple platforms. Speaking to 4Gamer around the same time of this year's Tokyo Game Show, Sega localization director Hiroshi Noguchi said he was flattered fans had shown such strong support for the Shenmue series and said it would be great if the game could be played on Nintendo's new hybrid device. And he quotes, "The fans have really shown their love for Shenmue, and for that I really am grateful. Personally, I think it'd be great if you could play Shenmue on the Switch anywhere." Localization producer Ego Kashihara was more direct with his response, saying how both Dreamcast classics were in consideration now that the fans had spoken. Whether or not we could do something like that in reality, we're taking the fans' opinions into consideration. Following up on that might take some time, but it's definitely something I want to consider. So, there's a possibility that Shenmue and Shenmue 2 can come to the system. But it hasn't aged very well. Like, the controls are kind of still janky. The game's kind of minimal in its task and everything. But what's your thoughts, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, like I believe I played it on Xbox. I want to say it was that. Because you can get them separately, can't you? On Xbox? Or, well, at least the first one?
I think the first one you can. Yeah, I think the second one I think you can. Because that was a Microsoft exclusive. Okay.
Alright. Yeah, I just know I played one of them, and yeah, like it wasn't awful, but but yeah, I mean, it just, you could tell, like, how out of date it was.
Yeah, but, it feels like the game is very tedious.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, regardless, it's the people who want to play it are gonna enjoy it most likely anyways. So, I mean, the more options people have, the better. So I'm all for it, regardless if it's something I'm gonna get or not. I mean, like Corey always says, we want everything on the Switch.
Yeah.
But like when they talk about the like Dreamcast games and stuff like that, like I'd love to see like some of those original Dreamcast games come out and get redone and stuff. And like I think it would be kind of cool if we got like a remastering of like Skies of Arcadia or something like that like get that remastered or even redone.
I think that was on the list of of it.
Okay.
I would have to go and look at it. But I know people would love to see that game during the Sega Ages. So
yeah.
like I would say I prefer these Sega Ages games over the Sonic Genesis collection, because it's like the same games on multiple platforms, and it's just like I've done this already. I played this collection already, so I'm like, you guys need to move past the Genesis and go to the Sega Saturn, go to the Dreamcast, heck, go back to the Master System in these. So Sega has tons of arcade games. They should still have those arcade codes. So make an arcade collection and release it. Heck, you even got like a Sega Genesis emulator, like the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah. That's the thing, is it's getting to the point now where it's so like we've gotten so much of that stuff already. It's like I want to start getting like the Dreamcast games that I loved, and like, you know, like there's so much stuff yet, and like, you know, and like everyone I think already kind of knows that like I loved Dreamcast. Dreamcast was like my favorite during that time, you know, like that and N64 was like all I, you know, like really played for the most. I mean, I had a PS2 and stuff like that too, and I mean, I did play that a lot too as well, but like I loved the Dreamcast, and then, you know, and then when Xbox came out, like that, you know, was basically the Dreamcast 2 for me. You know, is that basically was, you know, like Microsoft basically took all the you know, inspiration from the Dreamcast, you know, and moved over, since the Dreamcast practically was a Microsoft product anyways.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, but yeah, so I'd definitely like to see some more of those Dreamcast games and stuff, and getting the Shenmue stuff would be, you know, good for a lot of people. So, I
mean, I'll pass on it. I would get it if it's on the sale. If it's a 2-pack for like $40, okay, I'll probably pick it up. That's fine. But if it's like $60 for that game, no, no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I don't think it will be. I think it's probably going to be in that $29.99, $39.99 range, which is, I would imagine.
Yeah. Because Shenmue ruined Sega badly.
Yeah,
it hurt them. It hurt them financially bad, and I think after, you know, the Dreamcast wasn't the success that it should have been, I think that's when they ended up going to Nintendo and or becoming third party. And when I seen that, man, Sega being the first party developer going to third party, and ever since that they made that decision, they've been doing all right for themselves. You know, Sonic makes them money. They still got arcades and stuff that do money, that make them money. Like, so Sega's maintaining.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, like it was a bummer because I loved having their systems, but at the same time, like, I feel like it's given them a chance to really just focus on the games that they did well, and, you know, and just kind of keep on trying to do that.
Well, once they started putting a lot of their games on GameCube, they started seeing their sale numbers go up. Like, they were making like literal bank, and they were still making some from the arcades, like with Virtua Fighter and stuff on PS2 and some of the stuff on Xbox and stuff. But Sonic was guaranteed to get them like maybe $2 million worth of sales.
Well, and they still did arcades too, didn't they?
Yeah, they still did arcades and stuff.
Yeah, so, and I mean, you know, and during that time when they were making the transition, arcades were still pretty big, so, I mean, and they still are in many ways. It's just different now, like with all the, you know, like arcadey type places where it's, you know, like you got the places where you can get tickets and stuff, but then they just kind of, there's all that stuff. It's not quite as prevalent. Like, I don't feel like, at least around by me, we used to have like at least 3 or 4 arcades in town, and now I think we maybe have like 2. So,
yeah, I know. Like some of the like really big hits that made Sega popular once again, of course, is Sonic. But like it had been a Virtua Fighter also had been one. But I think it wasn't until Yakuza, and it's one of those Fire Emblem things where it starts off niche, and then just somewhere in the point of the game it becomes big. So with that, like, kind of putting Sega back in the black, I should say, them buying Atlus was threw everybody for the loop, because Atlus was a company. They were selling, all their games was very niche. They were selling limited quantities of their games, and then when they got to the DS, and eShop started coming, they started selling more. So for every Persona that came on like PS2, they would put all these other games like Eternal Odyssey and stuff, or Eternia Odyssey, I think that's what it is. They started putting all of these smaller games, RPGs, on the DS, and going from still having physical but putting their games on digital, people were quickly buying them, and that put Atlus in a good spot, which put Sega in a good spot. When Sega decided to publish a lot of or publish platinum games, with Bayonetta and stuff, it was a good reward, but they also got hurt when Vanquish came out. Vanquish did good, but it was too there wasn't a big budget for it, because the game kind of felt rushed. I mean, it's a long game, but the game kind of felt rushed for its ending, so it didn't. It kind of didn't get the justice stuff. And I think if Nintendo, and that's why a lot of people, or just I should say me, want Nintendo and Sega to get together to allow Platinum to do Vanquish 2 exclusive for Nintendo, because they know that if there's a better budget there, that game could be fleshed out in a little bit longer, and we can actually get a true ending to the series. Because there is an ending to it, or I should say, but there is still like there's still stuff that could continue the story, and then end at the ending too and stuff. I couldn't think of the name for it. Conclude. That's it. It can conclude at the end of 2. But yeah. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say just back really quick to you mentioning like how like some of the games like the Monster Hunter or whatever start out kind of niche, and then like now look at it, it's like one of the biggest selling games for Sega or whatever.
Capcom did Monster Hunter.
Monster. That's what you said though, wasn't it? The Monster Hunter.
No, I said Monster Hunter. I said was for the last story, with the 3DS and stuff, and the Kirby one.
Okay.
Yakuza is a game that was very niche.
Okay.
And Atlus, they were very niche with their games. So
yeah. Well, at some point you were talking about like how like the game, like certain games will like start off not being very popular, and then all of a sudden they get really popular, and like I feel like a lot of the times though that like we see that happen like quite a bit, occasionally, where you have the like a game will come out and people just don't get into it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden later on, you like all these people will later down the line start playing it, and then they're like, "Oh, I can't believe I didn't play this when it came out." And like I feel like sometimes like certain games like people always say that they like when a new game comes out in a franchise that they want it to do something different, but then a lot of the times you see when they do something different, they don't like it.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like even though gamers like say they want something new, they don't. It doesn't always like they truly. I don't know if they truly do.
Right. So it depends on what series it is.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
So,
but because like the.
Go ahead.
No, never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but yeah, like that to me is like, you know, like you have certain games that, and you know, are really good, and it just takes some time for people to find that out, and you know, and that's, you know, I think what kind of happened a little bit with some of those games. Yeah. And now that's why now we people want them on Switch and stuff like that, because people realize that maybe this was good.
Exactly. So we're going to move on to the next story. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has exceeded expectations following strong sales outside of Japan. Octopath Traveler might be the most popular JRPG released on the Nintendo Switch in recent times, but that doesn't mean other games within the genre haven't been performing. Monolith Soft Executive Director Tetsuya Takashi has revealed a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and the game's DLC, Torna, the Golden Country, have both surpassed the company's expectations. Speaking to US Gamer via a phone interview, Takahashi had the following to say about the game's market performance. From a sales perspective, I have to say Xenoblade Chronicles 2 exceeded my expectations. We really saw more people pick the game up and experience it in the North American and European territories than we thought would do so. It's still early days for the Torna DLC, but from what we've seen in Japan, the sales of the Torna DLC are exceeding our expectations as well. While Takahashi wasn't willing to provide any concrete details about the future of the series, he did say the new entries could take a different direction, a bit like how the Wii U entry Xenoblade Chronicles X adopted a harder sci-fi settings with mechs and planet explorations. I'm someone who gets bored of whatever it was I did last. If the Xenoblade Chronicles series continues, you just might see it take a third option. It might go down a path it hasn't gone down before. So I'm happy. It was a game that I brought on day one. Being Corey got the collection of it. I got the Pro controller. I'm super stoked. I do need to still pick up the DLC, and I still need to beat the game. Sorry, everybody. People, we said this. Me and Corey said this many times. We jump around games and systems. That's us. But I have it like in my case, and literally every time I take my Switch with me on the go, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is always in the case, ready to go, ready to be played.
Yeah, I'm the same way though. Like with playing games, I just can't. I have a hard time keeping to one game. But yeah, it's for people who are into that game, sounds like a good deal. So
yeah. So we're gonna move on. Super Mario Run makes a big cameo in Apple iPhone XS commercial. Prior to the release of Super Mario Run on mobile, it might have been a shock to see Mario in an iPhone commercial. Nowadays, it's not that surprising. To promote its new iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max, Apple has released a commercial about upsizing, with Mario making an appearance in it just after the halfway mark. Titled Growth Spurt, the short 1-minute clip shows food, objects, and even pets growing in size. To help drive home the point, Apple's new device is a lot bigger than past models. Mario's inclusion in the commercial makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, though, the mushroom behind the act is not credited. Super Mario Run was originally released on the Apple Store for iOS devices in December 2016. This followed with its release on Google Play in March 2017. In July this year, Sensor Tower revealed it had netted about $60 million in profits from worldwide player spending since its launch.
So they're taking the Mario route while Android is doing the whole Fortnite thing.
Exactly.
Or Samsung, I should say.
Yes. So we just got one more story. Bandai Namco and HTC are bringing Mario Kart VR to the United States. Following the successful launch in Japan and the UK, the Mario Kart Arcade GP VR experience is now on its way to the United States. Bandai Namco and HTC will bring the immersive Mario Kart game to the new VR Zone portal in Washington, D.C. Mario Kart VR allows 4 players to hop into specialty design carts and race through the Mushroom Kingdom as Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi. It's powered by the HTC Vive VR system and features industry-leading graphics along with all the usual items you would find in a Mario Kart game. Bandai Namco's U.S. sales boss Steve Ignarski expects the game to be well received locally. He states, "The launches in Japan and the UK brought great success and we hope to follow suit in Washington, D.C. Mario Kart VR is a long-awaited title and we have no doubt it will be well received in the States, due to its incredible immersive gameplay and outstanding equipment from HTC Vive. The VR Zone portal is part of Bandai Namco's arcade division. The aim is to make VR more accessible to the public. Mario Kart VR was built by Bandai Namco, previously known for working on the Mario Kart arcade series. The zone will run for 6 months in Union Station in Washington, D.C. and will then pack up and move on."
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I wanted to say that there were like we were talking about this earlier with the other stuff, that other article. And I want to say, isn't there talks about them building a Mario World in Disney, in Disney area?
Japan they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But not here in America.
All right. No, not in America. Okay. Yeah, I think that was where there was talks of them making a Mario Kart or whatever. So that's probably there already then. That's probably one of the places that they're talking about that it was doing well in, I'm guessing. Yeah, that would be awesome to have. It's too bad that we couldn't get something like that at the Disney here.
Oh,
or
it literally would be packed, dude, if that happened.
Yeah. I know, honestly, and who knows, maybe the thing that they're starting in Washington is just a trial to maybe test the market and stuff like that, and just see if they can get an idea of how much it would cost to run it versus how much they would make and stuff like that. This will be hopeful for us that maybe we'll someday get something like that. Exactly. That would be a more permanent.
Exactly. Well, everybody, we're going to have a quick bonus discussion. So me and Jesse and Corey was talking, and mostly me and Jesse was having this discussion. And so, picture yourself, Friday night. You just got your brand new Nintendo game or indie game. Something for your Switch, 3DS, PS4, let's add PS4 and Xbox, PC, whatever. You just got a brand new video game, but because this is Pow Block, we're trying to keep it Nintendo. And you want to order pizza, Domino's, Pizza Hut, whatever local pizza place that you have, that's thin crust, original cheese filled, whatever you eat your pizza. New York pizza style, Chicago style, whatever. And you decided you got all of these options as ingredients to put on your pizza. So, me and Jesse was talking, and he said, I'm having pizza fries with pickles. Gross. Pickles on a pizza? Jesse, explain yourself.
All right. So first off, because you didn't even know what pizza fries were, but
yeah, I've never heard of them.
So basically, what they call pizza fries, you can get them in the store. If they sell Jack's pizzas, you guys have Jack's pizzas and stuff in the store, right?
We have
by you.
We have Jack's pizzas, but we just only have the pizzas. We don't have anything specialty that they make.
Okay, and who knows? Like, I mean, I would imagine that they've got to sell those other places as well, because I don't think that's something that they would just make for here, because I don't think they make them at the plant that I used to work at.
Mm-hmm.
The plant I used to work at made a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't think they ever made those. But anyways, okay, so what pizza fries are basically is you have the pizza crust, and then they make a garlic-based sauce that goes, kind of similar to like that sauce that they had at like Papa John's or something.
Yeah.
And so you basically they put that on the and for the sauce instead of like tomato sauce, and then you put cheese on it, and then usually they put seasoning like a garlic, like kind of, or a seasoning of some sort on the top of it, of the cheese, and that's basically it. And then they put a pouch of the pizza sauce in it that you warm up by itself to dunk it in, like you would like
marinara sauce.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It's pizza sauce. Like it's pizza sauce, and it's just you're basically like dunking off.
Marinara is the pizza sauce. Only reason why is because when you get breadsticks and stuff like that, they call them marinara sauce, and so when you're getting breadsticks like at Domino's or something, they use the same thing.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm guessing it's probably pretty similar, but I would imagine, though, there might be a difference in just seasonings that go in the sauce between a pizza and a marinara, because they sell pizza sauce and marinara sauce in the stores, so they're different.
It might depend on the texture and depending on the ingredients. Because they don't because they don't.
Marinara sauce can be thicker, I think.
Yeah, it can. But it almost kind of tastes like pizza sauce.
Kind of.
Or because there's some sauce that's paste based, and marinara is not really paste. It's like almost, depending on where you're getting at, like at Fridays or Chili's or something like that. That marinara sauce is different.
Yeah,
and the texture and stuff. But I understand what you're saying.
But yeah, either way, it's basically they just call it the pizza sauce or whatever that they put in it, and then they put it on the top. And so then basically what I did is there was this video that had gone viral, and it's this place in New York that's made basically the same thing. It's a garlic, like the garlic based sauce and all that, and then the cheese and then they put pickles on top of it, and I seen that, and I'm like, you know what, I think that would actually be pretty good, because I've had pickles on pizza before, if you go to specialty places that make like the bacon cheeseburger pizzas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They'll put, hamburger, bacon, and then like a lot of the toppings that you would get on a burger would go on top of it. And so a lot of times they put pickles on it as well and stuff. But so it's for me, it wasn't like completely out of the ordinary, because it's, it's somewhat kind of been done, not like just pickles, but so I thought, I'd like to try that. Of course, I live in Wisconsin, so I'm like 20 plus hours away from New York, and I'm like, well, what I could do is just go and get one of these pizza fry things from the store, which is basically the same thing as what their base was, and then I just put a whole bunch of the pickle slices, like that you can get in the store in a jar or whatever, and then I just laid them on top, and then put a little bit more cheese on top to kind of have stuff that melts over it.
I got right.
And in the video, the people of this place in New York, people were eating it with ranch sauce, but I don't know, I felt like that is a little too much, just because
But
I don't know. Like I kind of I do sometimes dunk my pizza and stuff, but I'm just it's just not really something that I really do. So like I'm just like I want to just try it by itself, like as is, to see how I like it. And like the dill pickle like flavor with the cheese and everything else, it was really good. It was better than I thought.
It's kind of like eating like a sub or something. I don't want to say hamburger in a sense, because I don't think it had any. I think you said it didn't have any meat or anything.
Nope, just the cheese, pickles, and the garlic sauce.
Okay,
that's it.
So that's why I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe like a sub in a sense.
Yeah,
because you can get a sub, like you can get bread with a whole bunch of vegetable stuff on it, like a veggie sub. So yeah. I was kind of thinking that.
Well, and it's and I mean ultimately, like a lot of the things that you eat with pickles on it usually has cheese on it as well. So it's like not like a cheeseburger with pickles. There's cheese and pickles.
There's some people who put pickles on just regular hamburgers. So yeah, I can see that.
I mean, it's like really like I just feel like it's not really that big of a deal. Like, but again, I'm so used to like there's all different places now that make like so many different kinds of special pizzas and stuff like that.
Me and my friends went out last Thursday because my other friend came out of town. We went to go celebrate. And my one friend ordered fried pickles. And fried pickles are good. And it had some kind of sauce. And I was just like, okay, yes, this is good. I have my cheese curds. We was eating that.
Was it B-dubs?
Huh?
Was it B-dubs?
No, we was at Chili's.
Oh, okay, because B-dubs has or at least they had, I don't know if they still do, they had like one of the best, like you get the fried pickles. Mm-hmm. The pickles would be battered and then they deep fry them, each little coin. Yeah.
Same as the one in Chili's and stuff. But some of the cheese curds in Wisconsin are bigger than the ones, because the cheese curds I had, they were good, but they was almost the size as like tater tots in a sense.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I think it's the Milwaukee Burger Company or something like that. Like you go there and you get their cheese curds, the mugs is just like big as like supersized marshmallows. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Well, I think that's probably because like we use like actual cheese curds, like like people who don't live in Wisconsin or don't live by Wisconsin don't like you've had cheese curds before, but like what we consider cheese curds is kind of the same but different. Like here we eat like actual cheese curds, like it's not the breaded stuff that you deep fry. It's like we have these big like massive like like curly shrivelly kind of like chunks of cheese. Mm-hmm. And so the idea is in cheese curds is people will put a chunk of cheese in batter, deep fry them everywhere else. But I think what happens probably at the Milwaukee burger place is they're taking our actual cheese curds, like so the big honking ones, and then they'll batter them and deep fry them. Yeah. And that's probably why they're bigger, is because we're using like what we actually consider cheese curds versus just a little tiny, like cylinder chunk of cheese then breaded.
But because the way that you made it sound just like the way that it's supposed to be done is not breaded, but it's like the cheese is fried, which would sound weird. Like cheese curds have to be breaded some way. Yeah,
well, no, we eat just cheese curds. They're not deep fried. They're not breaded. They're not anything. The cheese curds are an actual form of the cheese before you bread it or you deep fry it too. Like we consider those cheese curds. We also considered the one deep fried cheese curds.
Wouldn't that just be you just eating cheese?
Well, yeah, like but it's the form. But string cheese is called string cheeses because you can pull it, it's not like that. It's like it's hard to explain. It's
because a block of cheese is kind of like square in a sense.
Yeah,
and it I guess when you cut into it, or any way that you cut into it, it's still cheese, but it's not in block form. It's in a different shape.
Yeah,
so that would
like
sound like you're just eating regular. So it sounds like you were eating regular cheese. I might be getting this wrong too, folks.
I think it's a way it's produced as well. Like because it looks like it almost looks like if you were to melt a candle and the wax just falls randomly and then falls into a shape and then hardens that way. It's kind of like that's kind of like, I guess,
almost like a little bit fondue in a sense. Well,
yeah,
not
like it's
fondue, natural cheese, something like that. It's like you turn it somewhat into a liquid form, and then when it comes together, and dried up and gets hard, it's a solid form.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know the process of how it's actually made, but like just visually, like I'm trying to come up with a way visually that it's kind of hard to describe the shape, because there is no particular shape. No cheese curd looks the same. Mm-hmm. It's like they're, because I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I think a lot of us, and even me, it's just like when it comes to cheese curd, is that, like you said, it's better in deep fry. Because
everywhere else it is.
Because in the inside, the cheese is kind of chewy. So,
because what we do here is like literally you can go to the gas stations, you can go to the grocery stores, and like the whole idea of cheese curds, like for us, is like you get they'll package them in see-through plastic bags. Yeah, and they portion up the cheese curds, and then what the
Do you just eat? Do you just eat them from the bag?
Yeah, you eat them. Yeah, you just eat them from the bag like you would be eating chips or whatever.
Okay.
And so basically, like what they pride themselves on, like the whole process of it, is when the plant finishes making cheese curds, they get bagged up instantly, and then they instantly ship them out to like all the stores locally. And then they put them right on the on the counters a lot of the times at like gas stations and stuff. And you like the whole idea is you want to get them while they're still kind of warm, because like when you bite into them, they make this squeaking noise.
Yeah,
like it's really it's just a weird thing, but like that's. Like what like when people talk about Wisconsin and Wisconsin talks about cheese curds, that's what we're talking about. It's just plain cheese without any breading on it, and the only warmth of it is from the process of it being finished, and then like.
Excuse me.
And of course they make all different flavors. Like you can get dill. You can get dill flavored ones. You can get jalapeno flavored ones. You can, all that stuff. But yeah, like it's hard to explain it. But like,
well, I get that. I think I get the idea. I think what you probably have to do is post a video. Like try to find one on YouTube and post it to the Nintendo Pow Block Facebook page, and to get an idea of it. Cause, so yes, I think it's a little bit gross. But I think because you was eating it as pizza fries, it's not, like you said, it's not that bad. You don't have to overreact. Eating it on pizza though, I guess I want to see, I guess I would taste it if it had marinara sauce or pizza sauce or something. Yeah. Because and it may be some kind of like meat on it, because it's just like, even like this is not a sour and sweet kind of ordeal or anything. You just think that pickles and the pickle juice being all on the pizza, you just be like, like that doesn't match or anything.
well, yeah.
But
like I could see like where you'd worry about like the juice of it, like making it too watery or whatever.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, because while we was talking earlier, it's just like having green olives on the pizza. Some people do that. Like for me, I do black olives. Black olives taste better than green olives. Like green olives is something that I could probably eat by itself or on a Ritz cracker with some meat and cheese. You know, be a little bit fancy. But like when I do pizza, mostly when I do like a 2-topping pizza, I would probably do like sausage and black olives. Or if I'm able to do 3 toppings, I'll do like sausage, black pepper. I mean not black pepper, black olive, and like a green pepper or something like that. I'm starting to change it up though. I'm starting to mix it up. Do like chicken and all the turkey and just do all of this other stuff. And normally that's what happened. Dude, they had a sale for $5.99 for a 2-topping large at Domino's for carry only. Dude, I got on that thing quick, and it's just like, this is lunch for today and lunch for and dinner for work. And it was very tasty. But everybody, that's going to be the show. Let us know what your pizza topping is. I want to know, will you guys actually try out pizza with pickles on it? And if you have tasted it, let us know what you guys think. And should me and Corey taste it? Because we're kind of grossed out about it, just like that doesn't match. But I'm willing to try. I would be willing to try that.
Well, I think what you should do is, like I said, try it. Like, do you guys have toppers?
No, there is There is a toppers in Kenosha, so I would have to drive up to my friend's house to go get some.
I don't remember, but I think they put pickles on their bacon cheeseburger pizza.
Did you mention that Uno's also do it too? Or was that the green olives?
No, Uno's was those purple olives. I forget what they're called. Yeah, but they're kind of like a mix between a black olive and a green olive. They're kind of soury, like a green olive, but I don't know. It's a weird in between. It's an in between black and a green olive. Like if you were to mix those two. Like the flavor of the two together almost, but yeah, those are good too. But well, and honestly, I mean, it's super easy though. Otherwise, like what we do a lot of the times is I honestly just go and you can get the individual pre-made crusts and you can put whatever toppings you want on yourself and try it that way, because then, that way it would be cheap too. I mean,
someone's going to cook it for me, and I'm going to be man enough to eat it that way. but you guys, let us know what you guys think, or what is your toppings for pizza when you game and stuff like that. You can email the show at Nintendo Pow Block at gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at Nintendo_P Block and at Instagram Nintendo_P Block. If you would like to that, you can join us on the Facebook page at Nintendo Pow Block. You can also find our content on Nintendo Pow Block on YouTube and at ngrradio.com. It goes live every Tuesday at 7 a.m. Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at PhantomMaggotAX and on SoundCloud as well.
Yes. You can find Corey at CoreyNHD86. You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode. You can also check out Optional Opinion on SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, Google Play, and other podcast apps. Also, everybody, the beauty of video games has wrapped up. The last podcast episode featured my great friend Eric M. Hunter from ericmhunter.net, so you guys can check out that website. Once again, I want to thank the Trey and Jeremy from Nintendo Domain and Jesse White for coming on the show and giving me their opinions about the art of the character. I do have Volume 5 in works. I already have the topic and stuff, and I think it's going to be a great one that you guys will want to tune in. But that will be all for next year. So everybody, as we leave, Have a great week. Have a great weekend. If you're playing Mario Party this Friday, or if you guys are thinking picking it up, I want to see your guys' tweets. Post on the Nintendo Facebook page, the Nintendo Pow Block Facebook page. I want to see what you guys think of the game and if you're having fun. I want to hear about shenanigans. If you plan on getting drunk, be safe. I would say. I would love to hear your guys' stories on playing this game. But as always, everybody, we will see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Woohoo!
Bye.